Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. My name is Christine, and so this is actually this is actually my second video. My first video was my introduction and why I started this YouTube channel, and a little bit kind of about what the channel is going to be about, and my background. So I will link that down below if you haven't seen it, or if you're even interested in watching. But this video is going to be all about nail stamping. So nail stamping 101. So the three things I'm really going to focus on this video is the first one are all of the tools that you need in order to, like, all of the basics that you would need in order to do this technique. The second one is going to be like tips and tricks to help you with nail stamping, the nail stamping process. And the third part is going to be a demonstration. So I hope you guys like this. I hope you find it beneficial. The reason I wanted to do this video is because I actually have an Instagram channel or feed or whatever it's called. And I've had a few people ask about nail stamping in particular when I've posted a few pictures that with nail stamping designs on them. And so also on Facebook, when I post pictures on there, I've also had people ask me, what's your favorite stamper, what kind of polishes that you use, what products I recommend, who, like, what different plates. Basically, I've had a lot of people ask me about nail stamping in general. So I wanted to make this video to help either people who have always wanted to try nail stamping and kind of help them put together like a little starter kit, or people who have tried nail stamping and maybe it hasn't worked out, and I wanted to give them alternative, like, all the different methods and all the different techniques when it comes to not all of the different techniques, just like the basic techniques when it comes to nail stamping, because there's quite a few ways to stamp. So the biggest thing I would tell people is nail stamping, you have to find the method that works best for you. And that'll make a little bit of sense, once we get further into the video, but you really do have to find the method that works best for you. So that being said, again, welcome to my channel, and I hope you guys enjoy this video. Okay, so the very first thing you're going to need to do when you start stamping, especially if you're a brand new stamper, is to protect the workspace you're going to be stamping on. So my favorite thing to use are these silicone mats. I got mine off of Amazon. This is from the brand Westonia. There's so many different mats out there that are similar to this. You don't have to get this particular one, but basically these are made out of silicone so that any mess that you make on here, it's going to be really easy to clean up. All you need to do is wipe it down with acetone and you're good to go. So that's the very first thing you need to do. Is it's going to get messy. So protect your whatever area you're working in. So after you've set up your workspace, the next thing you're going to need are stamping plates. So I'm going to show you guys several different type of stamping plates. And I'm going to try not to blind you because they're very, very shiny. So these are the typical the typical stamping plates that you guys are going to find. There's so many different companies out there that make plates like these. And essentially, I personally wouldn't recommend getting stamping plates off of eBay. A lot of people like to do that, and the reason behind getting stamping plates off of eBay is that they're normally not etched very well, and when you try to stamp the design, if it's not etched very well, you're not going to be able to pick up a good design. So it needs to be very deeply etched. So the three that I typically stick to are Cheeky, Queen, and Gals, and these little round plates. And I've had really good luck with these, so this is the reason why I stick to these. And they come in so many different shapes, so many different designs. You can find like hexagon shaped ones, but typically these are the types of plates that you're going to see. The next type of plate I'm going to show you guys, the next type of plate I'm going to show you guys is from my absolute favorite brand, and that's Moyu London. So Moyu London comes like this. They typically come in a little sleeve, like this. And so the little number right here, you can see through the sleeve. So they have different collections. So they have like a tourist collection, a biker chick collection, a comics collection. They have all these different types of collections, and they're different plates within a collection. So I really like keeping them in this. This cardboard is really sturdy, and you just pull your plate out like this. So when you first get a plate, it's going to have like a blue film on this. You want to take this blue film off. You don't want to stamp on this blue film. And it's really, really easy to take the blue film off. You pretty much just peel it off, and there's your plate. So these are absolutely my favorite type of stamping plates. They're very well made. They're very well etched. The images come out really crisp and clean. And they have lots of little individual images, and then like full-size images like that, where you can just like grab like a section of the full-size image. So these are my absolute favorite plates to use to stamp. And again, these are from Moyu London. Okay, so the next thing we're going to talk about is stampers and scrapers. So I have several scrapers here, and you can get them in all shapes and sizes. So I find that the scraper that works best for me are these like flexible ones. So you can use like an old credit card, one of these like rewards cards. This one right here works fairly well too because it's flexible, but I actually don't like scrapers like this right here from Moyu. It's too hard. It doesn't have any give, and so it doesn't evenly scrape off the image. And these right here, these are very generic scrapers. They typically just throw like 2 or 3 of these in whenever you buy a stamper, and I actually really don't like these at all. So, but I was just showing you guys so that you can see that there's different types of scrapers, so many different types of scrapers, and you don't necessarily have to buy a specific scraper. You can use just, like I said, like a regular credit card, or gift card, or whatever works best for you, basically. So now we're moving on to different stampers and different stamper heads. So the first stamper head I want to talk to you about is the typical firm stamping head. So these are very, very hard. They don't have much of a give to them. So your stamper heads, sometimes they come together with your stamper body. Sometimes they also sell them individually. So these actually came as a set. I purchased these together. And these are both hard stampers. Now with hard stampers, when you're picking up the image, you have to roll it over your image, over your plate. So you would want to like roll it. You can't just like go like this and pick the image up. And then when you're applying it to your nail, you're also going to want to roll it onto your nail because it doesn't have much give. So you're not going to be able to completely, like if you were to go like this and try and stamp the image isn't going to completely go on your nail. You're going to have to roll for the image to go onto your nail. So the next stamper head I want to talk about are your squishy stampers. And there's essentially 2 different kinds of squishy stampers. There's a squishy stamper that isn't very sticky. So like this one right here, it's not super sticky, but this one right here is extremely sticky. I prefer the squishy stampers that aren't too sticky, or marshmallow stampers as they call them. So this stamper right here is from Moyu London, and it came with both a sticky side and a non-sticky side. However, I don't like using it in this stamper because when you try and stamp, it pushes the other head out. So what I do is I take this head and I replace my favorite stamper I use my favorite stamper body, and I put this head inside of this. So this is actually what I use. This I got off of Amazon, and it's from Wistonia. And this is the stamper head from Moyu London. So this is actually my preferred stamper. This is what I like to use, what works best for me. But again, everybody's different. And the reason I like this is because it's large enough for my nails, because I have decently long nails. And when I stamp, I can just take the image. When I stamp, I can just take the image that I've picked up, place it, and then just squish. So it's actually really easy for me. I don't have to like roll it. I can just do that. It's really easy for me. But that's why I like this stamper. So these are I'll either use one of these two scrapers and this stamper. So next I want to talk about stamping polishes. So I have two that I really wanted to talk about. And the reason I picked these two is because it meets all my criteria for a good stamping polish. So a good stamping polish, in my opinion, should be very highly pigmented and opaque, so that when you stamp it, it'll stamp both over black and white. So it'll stamp over dark colors and white colors and light colors. Secondly, you want your stamping polish to dry relatively quickly, because if you don't, when you pick up the image and you put it on your nail, it's just going to smear all over the place if the polish doesn't dry quick enough. But you don't want it to dry too fast, like Conan polishes. Conan polishes, when you pick the image up, it almost dries too quickly, so that when you go and transfer it to your nail, it's already dried and it doesn't fully transfer to your nail. And they're very, very expensive. Conan polishes are very, very expensive. So the first polish I want to talk about is the Sally Hansen Insta-Dry. I absolutely love this line for stamping, because they're very, very opaque. As nail polishes, they're pretty much like one coater nail polishes. It's a thick enough polish, and this brand is it's pretty readily available, so you can find these at pretty much any drugstore in places like Target, Walmart's, Kmart's, etc. But that's why I like this particular brand, and it has a really big range of colors. So this is my favorite regular nail polish. It's not necessarily marketed as a stamping polish. I have tried several other types of regular nail polish, and this one honestly works the best. So if you're looking for a regular nail polish to use, you can use the Sally Hansen Insta-Dry. It's a really good polish. And then my absolute favorite stamping polish of all times is Mundo de Uñas. So they do, or MDU. So this is a little bit of a harder polish to get, because you have to order it from Mexico. And it has a very, 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 very strong scent to it. So a lot of people are turned off from this polish because it's just too strong of a smell, but that really doesn't bother me. I just essentially, whenever I do nail art, I always have a fan running, or my window open if I can, like if it's cool enough outside. But I tend to stamp pretty quickly and then immediately clean up, so that I can get rid of the smell pretty quickly. But that is a downside to these polishes. However, it doesn't bother me. So this is hands down my favorite polish. So they have two different sizes. This is their full size bottle, and then they have these minis. And I have a black and a white in the full size, and every other color I've ever gotten, I've gotten in these minis, because this is such a thick polish that a little bit of polish goes a long way, and I have not run out of these little mini colors. And I want to say the minis are like $1 something versus the big ones, which are like $2 or $3. Don't quote me on that. I'll put the prices down below. And the other negative to this is that it takes a really long time for it to get to you. I'm on the eastern shore of the United States, and it takes me 5 weeks. It takes about 5 weeks from when I order these polishes for them to arrive. But this is absolutely my favorite stamping polish. It's really, 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 like I said, a really thick polish. And these are also specifically made to be stamping polishes. So these are actual stamping polishes. But yes, this is my absolutely favorite stamping polish.